All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome. It is January 1st, 2025. This is just the beginning of the stream. I'm going to ramble for the first 30 minutes or so because I think that's something, just a skill that I want to develop, something that I want to just start doing regularly is just kind of talking out ideas, maybe with the chat, maybe in more of like a monologue podcast style. But, you know, the fillers. I can work on things like that. Work on kind of keeping the stream and the story going. Who knows? Maybe it'll be kind of a good way to come up with content in the future. Like maybe I'll hit on ideas while I'm kind of doing the intro. And it's like today's a great day to do an intro because it is an intro. It's an introduction of a new year. It is New Year's Day. Did anyone eat their sauerkraut? I did. Thank you for the hands that made that. Yeah, sauerkraut, pork and sauerkraut. Well, you know what's interesting is sauerkraut is fermented cabbage, and fermented food has a really rich microbiome. It's a probiotic. It's good for your gut. So there is a theory that it's not just a coincidence that you would like kind of start your year, or that it'd become a tradition to start your year with something that's healthy, and you know that health would actually, so the food would have a healthy effect which would also carry into the new year. So it'd make it seem like you were like getting lucky because maybe everyone else was getting sick, but you ate the fermented food and had a better, healthier biome and wasn't getting sick to other illnesses, foodborne or otherwise. So that's, you know, in Brazil, they wear white for New Year's. I did this show. My first ever comedy show was a New Year's celebration. So I can remember some of the traditions around the world. In Spain, they eat grapes. I think they eat 12 grapes. And in Brazil, they wear white. Somewhere they try to throw a loaf of bread up to the ceiling, but not touching the ceiling. I forget if that's Ireland or somewhere up in Europe, up there, up north, northern Europe. But yeah, different New Year's traditions. I'm a sucker for a resolution, resolution, a New Year's revolution. You know, goals, productivity, yada yada, self development. That's kind of my woo woo. That's kind of like my woo woo content, and you know, for some people it works, and it's perspective, and you know, setting goals. I guess it should be a little bit clear. For some people, I don't know. I know it's not some people, but not. Let's see if I can just get one thought out. Not a large like. There's plenty of people who will attribute some sort of manifestation to the great life they have. No one with a shitty life is like, yeah, I manifested this. I just, I thought about it every day. But that is sort of what happens. And I kind of do believe you can find what you look for. So if you create a life where you're always looking for opportunities and stuff, like I do believe you'll find more opportunities. You can kind of prime yourself, set a filter to your reality. So and and resolutions are like kind of like the core of self development, in a way. It's kind of like it's kind of like you're introducing like your societal introduction to like goal setting as New Year's resolutions, at least like for me. And I don't know if I ever really did one as concrete as I had last year. Last year I had a goal to run a marathon. I ended up settling with a half marathon, and I think given me, and I didn't run it very fast, but it was cool. Like for those, I don't know, and I trained early which is good because I ended up getting hurt, and I think having a longer, because I didn't get hurt early in my training. I got hurt like a couple months or more into like running regularly, so I did have to take a break because I got hurt, but then I was able to like regain enough health a month out to train again, and like just had like I didn't do very well. I ran in 2 hours and a half, but that was about what I was expecting. But yeah, that was fun. That was a fun little New Year's resolution that was pretty concrete that I basically did. I settled, but like I kept the spirit of the goal around, and I still did something fun. I have marathon. You're kind of like in the you get the marathon atmosphere without I think a lot of the pain. And it's like, and I think it's probably easier to condition your body to do that 13 miles over 26 miles. I mean, you're doubling it. And that was the longest I ever ran. Probably the longest I ever ran for. So that was good. So that was a good New Year's resolution that I kept to. This year, what am I doing this year for my New Year's resolution? That I want to talk about. I think there is something to that. There's people who are like, tell people your goals. It'll make you accountable. And then there's people who are like, don't tell anyone your goals. Keep all of your goals to yourself because they'll taint your goals. And I think there's just two different types of people. I think there are some people who tell people their goals and it keeps them accountable. And then I think there's people who tell people their goals and they get a good feeling from it because that person's excited for them. And then that good feeling is good enough and they don't actually pursue all the negative feeling, which is like the failure along the way of reaching your goal. So there's like, yeah, I told someone, oh, if I feel good, that's really what I want to do this goal to do. I really wanted this goal to feel good. And I don't need to do the goal anymore. But then there's some people that are like, oh man, my reputation is on the line because I told this person I was going to do something and now I feel more obligated to do it. Yeah, and then, there's the people who are like, don't tell people your goals. And I think those people are sensitive to feedback. And sometimes I think it's like a spectrum. I think there is some nuance to it. I think if you know your goal is fragile and vulnerable, it's like a vulnerable piece of you that you want to like make sure that you're kind of able to solidify your identity around it, so it's not so weak if it gets poked and prodded. Then I think keeping a dream or a goal to yourself and then actually working on it. But then I do think there's a point to people who say, if you're not willing to share like this dream of yours, like, who's to say the world's going to give you something you can't even admit that you want, like, or to the people that know you. So goals and dreams. I am a little bit more on the side of keep your goals to yourself. And I think that's just because of my personality type. I think I am a little bit more sensitive to criticism, and it's so hard to do stuff sometimes for me that I just can't add another layer of like self-doubt. So it's like, me holding myself accountable is easier than telling other people and then having to deal with, knowing their opinion if it's negative in the back of my head. So I rather just it just be between me and just something that I hold myself accountable to. But then, like I said, I think you build an identity around your goal. It just starts to become less of a vision and more of a reality. And then I think you do have to own it and kind of ask for it and kind of like you paint the picture and then you step into the picture. That's like my funniest little cliche that some people say. It's like, you picture your life, paint the picture of your life in your mind, and then step into the picture in your mind. So what, we're stepping on our heads now? But yeah, I don't think I ever told you my New Year's resolution. I'm scared. Like I said, now this is a good one. This is a no goal. A goal to stop doing something, which I think is really interesting. I think I had a lot of no goals in my life. A lot of goals were like a lot of things I wanted to change, a lot of habits I wanted to stop doing. And it's cool to, that's good. It's good to know what you want to change about yourself or what you want to stop. But I think the second you start adding to your life instead of trying to like take away, the things you were trying to take away will become smaller because you've added more to your life. So it's not a big part of it. And I think that's better. I think that's more fulfilling than the struggle. It's the struggle of changing yourself. By just removing where you don't have to remove an item. Maybe you have to add some healthier items, and then that item you want to remove will get smaller. And hey, maybe it will get so small it just will effectively be removed. So yeah, a lot of my early goals. That's not true, but there was a phase. There was like a phase where I felt like a lot of my goals were like stop smoking, stop watching porn, like stop doing these things, stop being on the phone all the time. Like it was a lot of like stop instead of like go out and start exercising and add this hobby and add that hobby. And then once I started doing that, I think it got a lot more fun and fulfilling, the self-development. But yeah, okay, so what I want to move alcohol. And I can tell this is probably a good idea because there's a part of me that's like, no, you can do it. You can have it and drink it too. So we're going to definitely do a dry January. And then I'll give myself that little caveat of I'll do dry January and then I'll reconsider how I want to play the rest of my year. So yeah, that's a big one. I'm hoping. Oh, sorry, that's Fortnite saying, "You ain't here, dog. What's your deal?" We will play Fortnite. Like I said, I wanted to chit chat for a while and just get a chunk of just talking about the new year. Dry January. And then hopefully dry 2025. It's 2025, guys. The year of the cheeseburger. The year of the overpriced cheeseburger. This is the year cheeseburgers are becoming affordable again. It's 2025, guys. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. To the yeah. All right, so yeah. And then my other big goal, I think I might keep this big goal to myself, but in some ways, I am 8 or 9 weeks into it. And last night I wrote a lot of things to help. It's like I feel like I need to remember. I need to like it's that motivation that I have in the moment. And then how do I like remember my motivation? And I kind of wrote a little letter to myself to kind of remember just how right it felt when I first decided to do this, and just not to just to like embrace consistency. I think that's like the best and most vague way to say my other New Year's resolution, which is embrace consistency, and to kind of like work with myself. So we're embracing consistency. I was all alone last night. I wasn't alone, but basically had a lonely New Year's Eve, sad. But I'm so like not like a loud bars and clubs and type person. Which doesn't mean there's not times where I like seeing shows and stuff, but I'm not like, let's get out into the ruckus. There was a phase where I was all about it, and it was interesting. It was an interesting phase. I'll talk about that more later because I might have to re-enter that phase. Hell yeah! But I like, and I think also something that I want to figure out is how to take breaks and return to things, because I like things and I do them pretty consistently, and then it must be burnout. That must be like what people are talking about, and then or it's just I lose interest, and it's like I'm such like a freaking ADHD, or that if it's boring, I just can't do it. But that has been true all my life, and I think it is the major symptom that kind of results in my feeling of being not quite as far along in life as I'd like to be. So that's kind of why consistency is the best way to sum up my New Year's resolution, because I think it's something that was missing. And I kind of remind, like, and kind of like, I kind of like wrote out a reminder to remind myself what it is that I want to be consistent on. So yeah, give up alcohol, consistency. I think that giving up alcohol will like create just such a positive mood shift that if I don't get bored of trying to remember everything, if I don't get bored doing that and can remember everything and do it, I think I'll be feeling very good. Of course, there's like a big physical fitness. I've been living a sedentary lifestyle, and I can tell. Even though I said I ran a marathon, that was like, I basically ran a marathon in November. Then after that, I've been to the gym like a week. So it's been a month of no gym. Okay, that's it. That's where I am. I'm at a month of no gym. Maybe 2 months. So I'd like to get back into some type of physical practice. Because, sitting on my ass and grinding some things out is going to be a necessity. And I think, writing more stand-up comedy, I think that's something that'll, maybe I'm having like a little bit of burnout from open mics and everything, and a little bit of burnout of like doing the same material, and I know how good it feels to feel like you have something new and funny to say, So again, creating like a practice that I can do consistently to kind of get that, and to never never stop working towards that. Like, don't forget to work towards new material. So yeah, oh yeah, financial. I'd like to be a little bit. It's like I'd also, I think my New Year's resolution is to maybe hire one person. Like, even if it's just like a short term contract to do like video editing stuff. I think, or just see what the world of having some sort of assistant or someone who can do something for you to make like the things that I find so difficult like a little bit more like palatable. Like, can you hire someone to apply for jobs for you? Because I would love that. But like, I've actually did one or two things that I needed to do for the thing that I'm building. That kind of like, it's lame. It's like the framework. It's boring, but like it's kind of a once and done. And I know I'll tweak it. I'll tweak it as I grow. Now I can just kind of bare bones. I can just kind of start posting. I was just signing up for social media stuff, but I have a backlog of content. I have the accounts to post them on. And you know what I thought? I thought about posting on two sites one day. I'm posting the same content everywhere. Posted on two sites one day, and then posting on two sites the other day. But it's basically, so I'm posting every day, but it's only new content every other day. So there's 2 days in a row. So it's like two sites, same photo on Monday, two sites, same photo on Tuesday, two sites, new photo on Wednesday, two sites, new photo on Thursday. So that way I'm like, because like, as me and my ADHD brain and like what I have learned from posting, I guess it's like compulsion or like just my search for dopamine. But I am a check the notifications guy. I'm looking for that so desperately. And instead of like, I don't know, shaming myself or whatever, just post, just post every day on different sites and kind of get that first day hit of, oh, are people actually looking at this? And and just, yeah, and just like, that just is what it is. Like, instead of it being something that like you hate about yourself, but then at the same time are super excited to post, like, just so like, instead of like being like anxious to not have that for a day, I was like, I just put it that I do it every day, but on different sites. That might be a little crazy. That might be like a crackhead like trying to figure out a system to smoke crack forever. I'm just a guy trying to figure out the longest and most effective way to get my drugs. Yeah, I think maybe that's something, addictive personality, that I like need to just kind of accept that's the hand I was dealt. Like, accept the hand you were dealt, but still play the game with a little bit of strategy. I think that's a good thing. Yeah, just overwhelmed with like, that's the thing that I deal with, is I'm scattered to the wind. I used to call it being rough around the edges, but I'm just scattered. I'm like, oh, let's make this. Oh, let's make that. Oh, this will be a good idea. And then I don't do any of them because it's all just pooled, and it's all just dispersed ideas, dispersed realities. None of them are actually collapsing upon themselves through action. Action Aaron. I forgot about Action Aaron. And that kind of shows I've always been craving a little bit of consistency, or just the ability to take action and take ownership of my life. Because Action Aaron is in it's there's a name game that we would do in improv, and they do them in all sorts of icebreaker things where you give yourself an adjective, and then you say your name, and then you go around and you say the different people's names and their adjective back to each other, like Lucky Larry, or I'm trying to, they don't have to be alliterations, but usually people think of alliterations, and mine was Action Aaron. And we'd be in improv class, and the improv teacher would be like, okay, we're gonna do this exercise. Um, who wants to go first? And this one guy, Sean, in the back, would always yell, "Take action, Aaron!" And it was kind of beautiful, because that's kind of what it was designed to do, to like connect my identity to someone who takes action. So, I mean, that Sean guy was really smart. He ended up like just teaching himself how to be a computer programmer, and I think he's doing really well. So he must have saw the connection in some way, or he was just a kind of a funny, outspoken guy. So he wasn't scared of yelling out. And it's not like it was something rude. It was funny, and in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, it's working. I don't know if I was like I'd always go first. I think I had to have at least gone first once after you yelled, "Take action, Aaron!" when someone asked who wanted to go first. Take goddamn action. Okay, we almost made it 30 minutes. Yeah, I want to do a setup tour now. So is it? I'm building a computer, and then I have my second computer. So I'm excited to kind of show them, compare and contrast them. I feel a little silly, and it's so funny. We rationalize bad financial decisions, but because honestly, I upgraded this computer, and it's amazing. Things were running a little slow today. I don't know what that was about. On my video editing software, things were actually like making me wait, and there was like a moment where the screen like went a little foggy as it like did some thinking. I think it's the program. I don't know if it got an update or something, but it's not like my computer was working extra hard, because when I asked it to render it, like rendered. It was a short video, but it rendered it in a second. It just cranked it up for 10 seconds, and then it's really fun to look at your task manager and see your performance. If anyone's, see, most of the people are probably watching this on a phone. I don't know how to do it on phone, but on PC you press Control Shift Escape, and then you can see like how much RAM's being used, how much work your GPU is doing, how much work your CPU is doing. Okay. But yeah, I want to make like so I'm like putting together PC, so I'm watching a lot of PC content, and I want to make some PC. I want to make some PC content, not politically correct, personal computer. It's a cool world. I think really the software part of it is more difficult than the building it. And I built this guy 5 years ago, and it works. Not like, and especially with the when I upgraded the GPU. Like before, it would crash every now and again when I was trying to like jump between pretty intense programs, and it would crash when I was playing video games. Maybe it didn't work as great as I remember, but no, it worked. All those five. There was never like a day where it didn't work. So you're a good machine. 2019, 2020, Aaron. Good decision. And as time came together, the setup has come to be pretty well rounded. It's like it is what it is. Like you get this in the background. This is a little janky. Um, but sometimes I feel like the urge to want everything to be um, perfect before you start. That's a way of avoiding, and I think I'm done avoiding. This opportunity. Like I've gathered all these parts. I've worked inconsistently, but I've worked towards something that is uh, uh that is like on a path that's on the horizon. So I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited to game too, guys. That was a little sappy. Maybe we'll be like um cooler. Maybe we'll be cooler in the future and have some topical shit. I don't know. I don't know if I like the uh the content where people just comment on other people like stupid like I don't think I like the digging up people on the internet and being like, "Oh, look how stupid this person is." I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna do that or react to things. Like I try to think about like what type of content. Like, there's the content I enjoy, and then there's the content that I like, and I think there's the content that I enjoy. There's the content that my lesser self enjoys, and there's the content that my higher self enjoys. And I'd like to be like somewhere in the positive, not down in the slop, in the muck with the rest of the creators. Something that I want don't because I get if I have strong emotions and I don't want to be doing something that I'm gonna look back at and feel really like a piece of shit for making. But whatever, we're streaming now. I do like Fortnite. I suck at it.